Palmer is a great player, but he's yet to prove himself against elite opposition. Do you think Palmer's a flat track bully, Ram?
To an extent. I mean, if he plays against low opposition, obviously your performance is going to be a lot better than compared to the likes of Liverpool and City. And if you look at, I'm looking at what he did against Liverpool last season, he was absolutely non-existent in the majority of the games, both the cup final and the game at Anfield. Against Arsenal, I think he did all right at Stamford Bridge. I think I'm not entirely sure, but at Arsenal away, he was. I don't know if he played or anything, but I remember he didn't look.
He didn't play when he came to the.
He didn't play, but if you look at the stats of the goals and the GA that everyone likes to talk about, I think about 65% of them are against the bottom six when he played them at the time. I mean, it's not disrespectful because he's still putting out crazy numbers, but you still have to take into account the players that you're comparing him to, like the Sakas, the Ødegaards, the Salahs, the De Bruynes, and people like that. They did it against the big and best teams.
If you put Palmer in those teams, he would deliver. Sorry, Terry.
But on that, sorry. So I've just looked here. He's got a very short career so far, but he has 4 goals against Manchester United. He has 3 goals and 1 assist against Liverpool. He has 2 goals and 2 assists against Tottenham. And he has 2 goals against Arsenal. So considering he's only played for about 15 months, he already has 4, 8, 12. He has 14 GA in a combined total of 2 games against Arsenal, 3 against Spurs, 3 against Liverpool, and 3 against Man United. So was that 3? So he has 12 GA in 13 games against the big teams in England, mate. What are you talking about?
Careful, man. The GA
when was the GA? When was the 3 GA against? When was the 3 GA against us?
I don't know when it was.
He didn't score against. He didn't get a goal.
It says here Liverpool. It says Liverpool. It says Liverpool. He's played 3 games against you. He's won twice and drawn once. Right. This is Cole Palmer. I've got on my screen. Yes, it is. And then I'm scrolling along, and I'm on transfermarket.co.uk. I don't know what games he's in, but I'm just reading out what their website says. He says he's got 3 goals.
He won twice and drawn once. He didn't beat us when he was at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He never beaten us.
But he ain't just played at Chelsea, has he? Maybe he beat when he was at City. I don't know. I'm just putting out what I'm just going by the facts here. This is what the facts say. And this doesn't include it's only professional competitions. I don't know if the youth let me just update Youth Cup. The Youth Cup.
While you're quickly looking at the stats, the one thing I'll say about Palmer is the big occasion does not faze this guy. Off the bench in the Euro final, bags of goals. Super Cup final, off the bench, equalises against Sevilla. His GA against the big 6 sides is absolutely ridiculous. That is the one thing that I think he has over any other player in the league right now. When it comes to that huge occasion, like, he's just cold. Like, bags a free kick against Brighton. It doesn't matter. Like, the guy is absolutely ridiculous. But doing it right now, if he does it in the Champions League, then I think there's a case to say, yeah, best player in the world. But on form right now, it's hard to argue. My argument when it comes to Madrid, though, is it's a different pressure. You know, I don't know what your name is a PSG fan, but like when you see rival teams in if you don't perform for PSG, their fans are out there with megaphones screaming at you, cussing you. We're a lot more in England. We're a lot more. We'll go again next week. Over there, there's no if, buts, or maybes. Imagine losing your first game in 258 days. And they want Carlo Ancelotti out, who's won multiple Champions Leagues. If Cole Palmer, for one reason, doesn't perform, he's out.
100%.
That's it.
Yeah. Look. I mean,
I don't want to go all standards FC, but that's
no. Look, I do get that different clubs in different parts of the world behave differently, but I also think that there's an element of that which is culture, isn't it? And like, for instance, the way French people, and I mean this in a positive way, behave when their governments don't do things. It's very different to how we behave here in England. I've seen stuff over there. It's like, wow, we don't do that in England. And I just don't think you're ever going to make. And this is where I think, especially if you're, what I find really interesting, and I suppose I never thought about it this way until you've said that if you're from France, but you support an English team, there is part of you, because you know how the French behave when they want to protest something, compared to the way the English behave, typically speaking, you're going to find that an alien concept. But then I suppose if you're choosing to support a team that's in England, the culture that you've got to learn to adopt is the English one. The same as if you go and support an American football team or an American hockey team, and their fans and that town and that city has a culture of how you behave towards the players and coaches. I don't know if it's for anybody else outside of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go and support PSG and be like, guys, turn the megaphones down, please. I'm trying to sit down and watch the game. I've got a prawn sandwich here. They wouldn't have it, would they? They'd say, no, this is how we do it at our club. So listen, it's one of those debates. I think one day we should set it up on the terrace and really go into it in more detail, because I'm intrigued by it. Because I get the world, everyone sees things differently, but yeah, you're not getting most, if you actually go to a lot of football matches in England, rightly or wrongly, 2/3 of most crowds are a bunch of middle-aged people that don't even sing. Like, I've been in Old Trafford before when I was a season ticket holder, and people would tell you, shh, stop singing. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So you get a lot of that. I don't know because I've not been there regularly. I don't know if any of that exists in Paris, in France or in Italy or in Hungary. I don't know if you get people with their flasks of tea and their cucumber sandwiches at football matches there, and I think that's part and parcel of why it's so different. But no, it's true. Let's go to some more of these super chats here. The meltdown Liverpool fans will have if we pick up points at Anfield or finish above them will be legendary. Ram and Hussam are praying we don't rise.
First do it, then come back to me.
That is not an answer. Then come back
to me.
That is not an answer. That is a weak answer, Ram.
No, it's not a weak chat. How is it a weak answer? Because they didn't beat us last season because they got.
So let me ask you for a tough answer. If they come and beat you, what are you going to say? If they come and prove they're as good as they think they are, then what are you going to say?
Fair play, Chelsea. What else can I say? If we play that crap,
you have to hold that. To be fair,
I want you to speak the truth. Giuseppe's. Sorry, I already done that one there. Palmer has had 2 average games where he went missing and played in the loss to Servette. You're saying he's the best in the world right now. Comedy.
Sherman never play with better numbers.
But you've got to understand the pushback, because he's going up against established players who have been doing it for 5 years, 6 years. Like, these are the players, these are the levels that we're talking about, and they've done it in the biggest competition. So there's going to be some pushback. That don't mean we don't rate him. It's just that you're comparing him to the best of the best, and they've been doing it for a lot longer than Palmer has.
Ince, do you agree with this? It says it's easy to get numbers when everything goes through you. That's the problem. And who have Chelsea played this season? They're shit. That they will shit the bed against Man City. Do you agree? Do you agree with that take from Shane?
Yeah, so 2 stuff about this. The first thing is, it's even harder then, because Cole Palmer, he's young and he's the leader when it comes to goal scoring, playmaking for that Chelsea team. So that's actually propping Cole Palmer. That's a positive compliment towards him. And the second thing about Chelsea, for example, me going into the season, I felt if City don't win the league, I could see Chelsea winning the league. I don't understand why people are, not hyping up Chelsea. I think they're a really great side. They have squad depth, which is extremely important with all the injuries we've seen and so on. They're not that reliant on players apart from maybe Palmer. So yeah, I think that's a compliment to Palmer, that everything goes through him and that he can. Chelsea are now comfortably a top 4 side, majority because of Palmer. He's the main difference between when Chelsea were a mid-table side to now.
Did you just? I want to make sure I heard you right. Did you just say that you think Chelsea could win the league this year? Yeah.
I think if City don't win it, I think Chelsea could win it over Arsenal purely because of mentality reasons. Arsenal haven't won it in 20 years.
What are you man doing that there in France, bro? What are you man doing that there in France? What's going on?
PSG, remember, it was only.
I think,
guys, let Ince speak, please.
No, I think Arsenal had 2 great opportunities to win the league before, but when you don't take your chances, another one will come and take it. And I think Chelsea have been on the right path. I know they've been sacking managers right, left, and center, but they seem to be on the right path. And
so why does that apply for Arsenal, not for Liverpool then?
One thing I'll say on Chelsea quickly is the fact that they're in the Conference League and they can rest every single. I don't think Chelsea will win the league, but Arsenal and Liverpool have got to play their strongest team every 3 or 4 days. Chelsea can rest. Let's be honest, and Cole Palmer's not in the Conference League squad until January or February. They've got 2 11s. And I know you can say this about any teams with injuries, but right now, thankfully, Chelsea, I don't think I've had a big injury, other than Nkunku, have had a big injury in the last year. If you boys get an injury, if Liverpool get an injury, if Arsenal get injured, I don't think Chelsea win the league. I'm saying that. I think Arsenal and Liverpool are stronger, but I can see why people look at Chelsea and go, well, in the last since they've gone there, they are on an upward trajectory, but so are Arsenal and Liverpool. But
who have Chelsea played? Who they played, bro?
It's not even a played thing for me.
You can only beat with
it's their defense.
Yeah, I agree. With Chelsea, I think there's this, like, once again, I don't want to sound bitter towards Chelsea. I think they're playing really good this season, but they've started new season, new manager, everything's going right. Okay, everything's going right now, and now everyone sort of just hypes it all up for some reason. I just think that to win the league now, you have to be near on perfect all most of the season. Like, and I'm not talking like you can't lose games or draw games, whatever. I just don't think that the Maresca will have the experience, because there's a difference between the pressure of playing games now and the pressure of playing games when you're up against City in the last stretch of a season and not dropping points. And that's where we've fallen short the last couple of years. That's why I'm saying it. I know it firsthand watching Arteta, new manager.
Giuseppe, I disagree. I disagreed.
Go on, Ram.
I was going to say this. I don't think this Chelsea form has been perfect. Their defense is leaky as hell. Like, they still concede on average around about 2 goals a game. Like, that is ridiculous. So you're expecting a team that's going to win the league to win the league with averaging about 2 goals a game? It's not possible. You're comparing it to an Arsenal team who barely concede a single goal. We haven't conceded a single chance, let alone a goal. Like, I think this attack is incredibly talented. But to say that Chelsea could win the league, their defense is not right. It's not right, and it's not good enough to win a league title, in my opinion. You can't win a league by just scoring average 5 goals a game. Take it from a guy that has experience. I mean, we lost the league by scoring 100 and something goals because we conceded 50 goals in a season.
Do you not think rotation plays a role, though?
Guys, can I just jump in for a moment because I want to correct something? So I've been going through that website that has all so all those goals from Cole Palmer, they were mixing Premier League and Premier League 2 together. So I've gone down the drop box and unticked things, which makes sense. So he hasn't got any goals or assists against Liverpool. So that I'm correcting that now that I've changed it. Why put Premier League 2 stuff in there? It's not even professional football. Like, that website's got to sort that out. But just adding it up now, just on the Premier League tab. So he's played 11 games against fellow top 6 opponents, and he still has 8 GA. So it's 8 GA in 11 games: 4 against Man United, 1 against City, 2 against Spurs, one against
Man United
Arsenal.
top 6, Terry.
Well, we're part of the all right. We'll take it away from him. I don't mind. But I wanted to clarify that. So he still has against Aston Villa.
That's another record for Ten Hag, isn't it, Terry?
No goals or assists against none against Aston Villa as of right now. But I mean, again, he's got 2 GA against Newcastle, who have been a top team in recent times. I mean, Brighton's is ridiculous. He's played 5 times against Brighton. He got 4 came in 1 game. He's got 5 goals against them. I'm just teams that have been good and raised up. But look, I don't think Chelsea can win the league. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that. This squad as it is right now can't. If they get to January and they're in touching distance and they go out and buy whatever they need at that point. So say we all go, look, they just need better than Sanchez. If they went out and bought, I was about to say Douglas Costa, but he was Diego Costa, but he was awful last night against Man United. But if they go out and buy a world-class goalkeeper in January, they could win the league. If we get to January and actually their goalkeeping is not an issue, but they just need that striker, and they go and spend £70 million on Eucharist, and he comes in and starts scoring. If they're within touching distance, Chelsea can win it. I'm not saying they will, but that there is the possibility for them to do it. But I think they have to get to. The squad still needs to be improved. Plus, it depends how City react to the Rodri injury, which I think is a leveler, and who they buy in January as well. So I think and again, how other people react. Chelsea might go and get a world-class goalkeeper. If Arsenal want to go and buy Eucharist, that could be the difference. So I think Chelsea have got a chance if they keep improving. I don't think that's a crazy take. Palmer doesn't track back and hates being kicked.
He doesn't need to track back. He's a luxury player.
For me, Palmer's best quality is most definitely his mentality. I have zero doubt he will perform in big games, as we see already. 8G. If you're just going to go on GA, 8 GA in 11 games is pretty damn good. PSG guy, Chelsea are great, but Arsenal are disgusting. A strange take. Chelsea are dangerous, talented squad, but not winning the league. Come on, you Gooners. Okay, didn't respond. I responded there. Chelsea fans are getting emotional and seeking validation for Palmer is funny when they said that's what we done with Saka, is what man like Sard's got to say. Hope you're well, Sard. Did Arsene Wenger mess with this dude? All right, Jesus Christ. This dude, they got to speak about someone's mum, bro. Come on, let's just slow that down now. Slow that down. Chelsea won't finish above City, Arsenal, Chelsea, or Villa.
I think it was meant to be Liverpool.
Must meant Liverpool. Yeah, he said Chelsea twice. Let alone win the league. This is the same PSG fan that said PSG would beat us 3 days ago. He can get predictions wrong, bro. People get predictions wrong. It happens.